Hello there and welcome back to Little Norton. We've just taken care of the cows for the morning, so we'll get this gate shut and we're going to head out in the New Holland because we need to pick up some containers that we can reuse for storing liquid herbicide and fertiliser in. So we'll just drop off that trailer and we'll pick up a trailer to take with us as well and we'll get on our way. I'm going to need a pallet fork for this front loader as well because I don't actually have one. And just spent 5 minutes looking for one that doesn't exist. So get on there and we'll head out. So I did do a video between episode 2 and this one, the missing episode 3, although I'll probably just call this one episode 3, and I figured I've fixed the problem with the video quality. I don't know what OBS did. Oh no, I'm stuck on a bush. Or a post. Good start. Yeah, I don't know what OBS did. But the last video turned out looking pretty terrible. And I didn't realise that it was uploaded and then it was too late. And then the following video I looked like I'd fixed that problem and I did some slurry spreading and the audio was too loud, you could barely hear me speaking, which might be a good thing. And then I uploaded it and I edited it and then I decided against posting it because I thought I've already posted one bad video unknowingly. Why post a second bad video and post it knowingly made no sense to me. But all I did was spread some slurry on a grass field, which had been cut and made silage bales of. You might have caught a glimpse of them then as we left the farm. There was a new trailer I showed off that I'd bought as well, with the intention of using the Marshall trailer for handling crops when they've been harvested, and then the second trailer for lugging around manure and lime and other stuff that you might not want to share your trailer for hauling around grain or corn with. I think that was about it. So yeah, the crops are doing alright, though the corn's not come through yet, but I did get all the corn planted. So we've got 2 cornfields, a field with a cover crop in, the 2 tiny fields that may as well be one field of wheat, and then a larger field of wheat as well. And then the second grass field has had slurry on it and been fertilised and herbicided, had herbicide on it. So here we are at the store. So I'll park here and we'll see if they've any tanks left for us to buy. Let's have a look. That's the wrong place. It's got an interior, this building as well though. Must be expecting to do some deliveries. There's the interior. But if we go in here, under pallets, I got this mod. Refillable IBCs, they're very expensive. And we can use them, they work with the manure add-on by Wopster. 2, 3, 4, we'll go for 4. You'll notice everything else is a lot cheaper than it usually is in the game because I do have the real numbers mod back on. I think I explained that in the episode where you can't hear me as well. And we do need front loaders, pallet forks. Close that door behind us. So what I'll do is I'll get these loaded up. I don't think you need to watch me load them up. and suffer with me as I struggle doing it. So I'll probably put a cut in, and then I'll see you again as we head back to the farm. So off we go back to the farm, got them loaded on, and we've got our new pallet forks. You'll notice I gave myself some money back. Oops, sorry mate, pulled out in front of you. So the tank's now only we boshed our trailer, or we boshed it against him. The tanks only cost us £250 each now. I gave myself £5 back because I thought that was ridiculous, and because we are using the real numbers mod, money's going to be harder to come by. Excuse me. So it's not going to be likely we're going to be buying lots of fancy new equipment very often and stuff. We'll have to use loans to do that, or leasing, like we are leasing the little Massey Ferguson. Whoa, that's not how a roundabout works. Bad drivers in Little Norton. And I do have as well saved on my desktop a screenshot from the PDF, which you can bring it up in game. You can bring it up in this guy here somehow. I can't remember how, though. I've only done it once, and it tells you sort of like the average spread rates you'd have for spreading different product on fields, and I talked about that in the episode You Can't Hear Me in as well. So then with the variable spray mod, you can spread sort of accurate amounts of manure and slurry and fertiliser on your different fields. So I've been doing that, and it's good. It's made applying fertiliser and stuff that little bit more hands-on. Not so much as it is that they're the bales as well that we made, but not so much as it is in, you know, like cattle and crops, but just a bit more interesting anyway. And we're back, we're unloaded and we're all ready to go, so I'll get this pipe off there. We'll just leave that there for now. I'm worried I'm going to drag it off though, so we'll see if we can move it out of there. We'll see. He's off. I need to turn off. Oh no, it was off. Thought I'd left the pump on. So all we did was empty what we had in there into this tank, and then we filled up again with fertiliser. And then what I will do, because we'll be spraying wheat, so I'm going to tab out. And my little chart recommends 300 litres a hectare for wheat, so we're all good there. So we'll get our lights on and we'll head on round to the field. Yeah, so I was talking about cattle and crops. I mentioned it there, didn't I, about the fertilising cattle and crops. If you're not aware, you've not given it a try, it is early access, and it's a bit of a way. I'm driving on the wrong side of the road, a bit of a way off release, but I had a lot of fun with it, and it's just had quite a substantial update. I think a big update is coming, and they just added more new machinery to it as well. But I've not given it a whirl because they don't have sound effects yet, so I thought I'd just wait. But the fertilising in that, your fields, every field has a chart for NP and K, and then you need to balance it for what different crops want and spread at different rates and what have you, kind of like what we're trying to emulate in Farm Sim with the real numbers mod. But there are different types of fertiliser you can get as well. It'd be good if I could remember how to unfold my sprayer. Excuse me. There we go. So I did have a go at sort of having tram lines in this field, because that's how you see fields. And I did it with a tractor without GPS. I'm going to get caught on that fence. So we've had a change of plan. We've come out to this field because the other field has already had a stage of herbicide, this growth stage. So what that means is it won't take another round of spraying until it reaches the next growth stage. See if we can plot a course for our guidance steering. So if you ever find, for some reason, in seasons, you're trying to fertilise and it's not taking, it's because it's already had a dose of that sort of method of fertilisation in that growth stage, and you just have to wait till the next growth stage. So we should be alright. Let's see if we can... Have we got a course plotted there? Not Alt C, not Alt E. There we go, we're on a roll now, and we've got our course plotted. It was Control and S for the menu. I just couldn't remember. I could remember Alt and E and Alt and S, but Alt and S does nothing. It's Alt and X where you lock onto your course. But I've got it written down on a sticky note now, so we should be alright. And we're going to miss a small stripe just there because I messed it up. I didn't get it done right the first time, but it is what it is. We can live with that. And the advantage now is we're doing this when it's in its first growth stage and we're not squashing anything. Although I don't mind squashing it, because I like I say, I quite like having tram lines in the field. And what we're going to do is do a quick headland around the rest of the field. Just for this tricky corner. And then we've got more space to turn around as well. Now having to try and get right up to the edge of the field spraying. Drifted off course there a bit whilst I had a drink. So there you can see our two cornfields, which should hopefully start germinating soon. And then we've got the oilseed radish field in the distance there as well. And when they reach the next growth stage, that's when we'll be able to put the we'll be able to put the herbicide out onto those fields. Because it's not taken at the moment, like I say. There we go. I do like this Coon sprayer, but the only thing it is missing is the pipe connecting your second tank to the sprayer, which is a shame. But maybe we'll upgrade when the DLC comes out and get the Cavernland sprayer, because I really like the look of that. Although I'm not entirely sure we'll have anything with enough power to pull it. But I did talk about in the last video as well how I'd like a bigger slurry spreader. I'd like to use one of the Abbey ones, just so I'm not having to make so many trips back and forth filling up, because one of them is about twice the size, about 16,000 litres, compared to, well, obviously the 8,000 litres that the Marshall one is. Otherwise it's a case of getting another, like a tanker trailer or something, where we can also bring out slurry to a field and fill up from that, but then we have to bring out another tractor. And as it is just us most of the time, that would be a bit of a pain. So yeah, I'm after one of the Abbey slurry spreaders, but then we're going to need a bigger tractor to pull it, because nothing we have is quite powerful enough. I think maybe the old Massey Ferguson's about 180 maybe horsepower, and this guy's 155. So we need something sort of pushing 200. I've been looking at an old New Holland, early 2000s, can't remember the model number. I'm thinking maybe getting one of those, but it wouldn't be necessary to have another tractor, so we could probably sell one to offset the cost as well. Obviously we are leasing the little Massey Ferguson, but I quite like him, so I want to keep him around. So maybe selling the larger old one to get another New Holland, because we're predominantly New Holland farm, although I don't mind a mix of machinery. So we're thinking about doing that, but there's no rush to do that anyway. Maybe after harvest, see how we do. Otherwise we could just lease something more powerful for when we are spreading slurry. Although the big old Massey Ferguson, he's got about 8,000 hours on him. He's pretty old now. Well, very old now. And he guzzles up a lot of fuel and does need quite a lot of maintenance as well, so maybe it'd be in our best interest to get something newer. And here we go, our last full pass. Excuse me, last full pass of the field, and then just that little patch there to pick off at the end. and that'll be it. And that'll probably be the end of the spray until midsummer when the corns come through, and we'll start on those fields. Right, I'll just head around here. Can I not press that one? Can I press that one? Not that one. That one. There we go. Oops. That's not ideal. I was thinking of putting the manual attach mod back on. It'd stop that happening. Oh yeah, I didn't quite have my finger on the left bumper. Right, we'll head back to the farm through the shortcut. I think I left the gate open by the looks of it. Yeah, I was thinking of putting soybeans in these fields. There are now breeds or varieties of soybean that can grow in the UK quite well. I think the vast majority of it is imported for like cow feed and stuff. Not much is grown in the UK, so there is a big market for it and a growing market for it, and I think the amount of farms growing it's like massively increased recently, so maybe next year we'll give it a go, but this year we'll stick with corn. Stick with something easier with less worry. Oh, that's a bumpy bit of track. So I'll get this put away now, and I think that's about us done for today, so I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, have a good one.